to 9 on the positive side. Thank you so much for joining us this weekend. I'm Courtney Courtwright. She was born in one of America's darkest times, World War I. But one woman in eastern North Carolina has a really bright story to tell. On today's 9 on the positive side, here's Joan Smith's story of over a century of life.
She's a encyclopedia of history. She has lived through everything. She's an open book.
This room inside Brookdale Senior Living is full of not only personality.
She has so much energy. We actually used to call her the Energizer Bunny because she was always ready to get up and go.
But also years of knowledge and wisdom.
What's it like being 107?
Old.
Joan Smith was born in 1915.
It's amazing listening to her stories. If I live to be half of her age, it's a blessing.
She's been living in eastern North Carolina for decades. Her secret to a long life is good genes, good friends, and
I ate an orange today. I just don't think I had a choice.
Smith is a former librarian, helping other people find their stories, and also living out her own throughout the world.
We were in Africa, and as we got in the middle of the river, Mr. Hippo rose up out of the water, and he went back, and we went on.
She has a kind heart, volunteering her time for many years.
I did a lot of volunteer work, both handwork and a physical presence. Oh, I started a library there in the hospital.
She's just a generous, nice person. You couldn't ask for a better person. She's just...
I'll tell you later.
While those memories stick out, a simple card game might be what's brought her the most joy.
I do enjoy bridge very much, and I've always played. My family played.
I was Joan's bridge partner for over 10 years. Very competitive, but she's a great friend.
When she turns 108 in December, all she wants is
Getting fourth for bridge.
one more player needed for one of her favorite games.
I don't care about winning, I just want to play.
She truly is incredible and has some amazing stories to tell. As the temperatures dip, we have another perfect story to warm your heart. To celebrate her 101st birthday next week, Miss Doris Marks from Arkansas headed to Tennessee to do something fun and really special.
My daughter and I had been to Washington, and I was coming home with her. She lives in Memphis. She said, "Mom, we've been just about everywhere. What do you have in your bucket list now?" I said, "I want to walk across the Mississippi River."
Family and friends say walking the bridge is fitting for Miss Marks, as she is a walking history book. A 90-year-old from North Carolina is not letting her age slow her down. Natalie Wilson has more on how she's setting a new record with running.
Her morning starts with a game plan. Lace up the shoes, head out the door, and let her feet lead the way. Catch her if you can, because Dot Sowerby loves being on the run.
I try to do something every day. Either run, walk, get in the pool, take exercise classes. And my favorite thing is the hot tub.
Is that kind of a treat for you after all that work? Okay.
That's my reward.
Staying the course has earned the 90-year-old more than 150 medals across local, state, and even national competitions.
This is a picture of some of my medals for some of the senior games.
Her most recent adventure took her to the Windy City for the Lifetime Chicago Half Marathon.
And there were 10,000 runners. That was awesome to be with that many runners.
But you stood out, though. There may have been 10,000, but there was only one Dot.
I was the oldest person in the race.
her granddaughter made this sign to put everyone on notice.
They would cheer and call me by name and say, "Oh, I want to be like you when I grow up."
To top it off, she set an American record for her age group at 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 47 seconds.
And I think it's going to be a world record, but they have to verify that first.
There's a greater appreciation for these achievements, considering that Dot didn't run her first race until she was 50.
When I grew up in high school and college, they wouldn't let girls run. That just wasn't something that was done.
She's been going the distance ever since.
It's so important for me to keep in training because that's what keeps you going. If I slack off, I can really tell the difference.
Making a name for herself both inside and outside of running circles. Dot's the author of Speechless No More, where she talks about living with the voice disorder spasmodic dysphonia. She was about 45 years old when she noticed she just couldn't get her words out.
Oh, it was devastating. I felt so frustrated because I couldn't say what I wanted to say. It was hard to talk to people. And that's when I started journaling. And that helped me a lot to get out my thoughts and feelings.
In one form or another, Dot inspires a lot of people, always welcoming where a new experience takes her.
This is a picture of me running on the original Olympic Stadium track in Greece.
Enjoying the journey with her family's support every step of the way.
What do you say to people who think that their best years are behind them?
Oh, no, your years to come are your best years. We all have to keep going.
And speaking of incredible runners, at 103 years old, Pennsylvania's George Etzwiller crossed another ultra marathon off his list. George is no stranger to racing ultra marathons. He ran his first mile at age 49 and has not stopped since. He recently participated in a race with 7 other runners. Their team name is affectionately known as the Old Men of the Mountain. They're all over 65 years old. Here's what he said he did to prepare for that race.
I've been coming out here 3 times a week with several team members and going to Kinetic Fitness twice a week for strength and stability training.
George says he's looking forward to his next race. Shag is the most famous dance from the Carolina coast. Some local shag dancers are about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Chad Tucker stopped by for a lesson.
It really started with beach music, thinking of pavilions, dance clubs, but now we dance to more R&B.
Carol Oakley has been tearing up the dance floor since she was in middle school.
Holding on to the refrigerator door is how I learned to do it. 1 and 2.
For more than 20 years now, Carol's been teaching others the steps of shag.
Good deal. 1
and now me.
2, 3 and 4, 5, 6.
Those 6 steps have taken Carol all over, and now landing her in the Hall of Fame.
Some days it hits me, some days I have to think about it. Is it real?
The recognition comes from years of passing on the art of shag to the next generation.
It's just a fun hobby.
Like Madry Allen.
We've shagged to Ariana Grande before and quite a few other newer songs.
Okay. Yes, Madry's generation is putting their own spin on it, while also trying to keep beginner folks like me in line.
That was good.
Okay. It may only be a half a dozen steps, but it can give you so much more.
And I had someone say to me recently, I didn't realize that 6 steps would change my life.
In Burlington,
that says something for that dance.
North Carolina.
I love it. I love it.
I'm Chad Tucker.
Just being able to express myself when I'm on that floor.
Next on 9 on the Positive Side, a lesson in giving back to your communities. One local Boy Scout who's hoping to make a difference for others. In Holly Ridge, Benjamin Mills is working on his Eagle Scout project. He is collecting books and bike helmets to donate to the nonprofit One Place's Christmas Cheer program. Mills says he chose this as his project as a way to give back to underprivileged families in the area.
It means a lot to me because I'm able to help my community, because I know that some people at my school are going to probably be affected by this, and I know people that have financial problems, so being able to help people like that, it just makes me feel good that they can have something that other people have.
His goal is 500 books and 50 bike helmets. He is collecting them through mid-November. To find more information on how to help Mills on his project, all you have to do is go to our website, WNCT.com. Do you have any leftover candy bags from Halloween? NC Support Our Troops says they're happy to take those off of your hands. The organization in Aden is collecting candy to send to U.S. troops around the world, giving them a sweet reminder that people back home care about them. NC Support Our Troops needs the candy for their annual Christmas care packages. The group's director says they've already received thousands of requests for those kinds of packages.
Can you imagine being a soldier, being out of the country for 9 months, 10 months, a year, and not being able to stop at the fast fair and get your favorite candy bar? So when a care package comes and you get to choose, there's a Snickers, there's Reese's Cups. Which one do I eat first and which one do I save for later?
Such a nice cause. NC Support Our Troops just moved locations in Aden. Their new location is 3928 Lee Street. That is also available on our website. You can drop off candy Tuesday through Thursday from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. Starting conversations. That's the reason, one of the reasons why a woman from Greenville created a program and a new workbook. The program is called Girls Living a Mission, or GLAM. It was created by Latoya Alston to address issues like mental health, peer pressure, self-esteem, and relationships.
I grew up in an abusive situation, and so I struggled with suicidal thoughts, mental health issues, low self-esteem, you know, all the things that are prevalent in today's society. And so I was taught, you know, religion growing up, but not so much the tools that I needed. During this process, you know, I always want to use my life, all of the bad that has happened in my life, as a motivation to help change other people's lives.
There are 3 versions of this workbook. For more information about Girls Living a Mission, check out this online original story over on our website, WNCT.com.
This museum in the Big Apple is home to some of the world's smallest art. I'm Bradley Blackburn with the tiny pieces that have plenty to say.
A museum in the biggest city in the country is celebrating some of the world's smallest pieces of fine art. The collection includes work from dozens of artists who show that tiny little things can still grab your attention. Bradley Blackburn takes us for a tour.
It's a museum with figures who fit on a fly, where the canvas is a tiny leaf, artwork that could slip in a pocket but still conveys a life-size message.
Unbelievably artistic talent to be able to create these scenes in such a miniature way.
In the middle of the Big Apple, this is Small is Beautiful, a museum of miniature art that's one of the largest collections of its kind.
We have over 30 international artists. Some are from New York and some are from all around the world.
The exhibit of 130 pieces was inspired by a TikTok trend. Videos of incredibly small art can grab millions of views, but organizers thought it's the kind of thing best seen in person, so you can look closely, really closely.
Plenty of pieces here could fit on the tip of a pencil. These actually are micro sculptures that have been carved into the lead.
Some works need to be viewed under a magnifying glass, and the smallest actually fit in the eye of a needle. Micro sculptures by British artist David Linden have sold for tens of thousands of dollars.
It's like, how? This is what goes through your head through the whole exhibit.
This is the biggest piece.
There are a few larger works, but all with minute detail. Some of the biggest fans of this art are those closer to its size.
I'm obsessed with tiny things.
Why?
I don't know, they're just so cute.
It really shows you that even small things can have a lot of meaning.
A museum that proves size isn't everything, and small can be powerful. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
If you have a story idea, you can send it on over to us. We want to hear about the positive things happening where you live. Just email newsdesk@WNCT.com. You can also reach out to us on Facebook or on X or Twitter. Next, you'll meet the world's oldest chicken. Many animals live long, healthy lives, but there is a world record-breaking bird that's made international headlines. Meredith Bruckner has Peanut's story in Chelsea, Michigan.
Chelsea, Michigan is home to several famous things: the Jiffy Mix Factory, actor Jeff Daniels, and the oldest living chicken on Earth. This is Peanut.
At 21 years old, Peanut is the oldest living chicken in the world, and she has a Guinness World Record to prove it. Her owner, Marcy Parker Darwin, says the way Peanut entered the world is just as remarkable as her long life. After her siblings hatched, her egg remained in the nest, cold to the touch. Darwin said she let the egg be for a couple of days, but then decided to toss it in the pond behind her house.
I was just about to throw her egg in the water, and I heard it cheep. And you were calling for help, weren't you, Peanut?
Peanut lived in the house before moving outside with their other birds for 15 years. Darwin and her husband have more than 100 birds at the property, some of them rescues.
We have peacocks, chickens, ducks, guineas, and yeah, it's a lot.
The average lifespan of a chicken is 5 to 10 years. Despite her old age, Peanut is in good shape and enjoys socializing and being outdoors.
She comes over here, her little boyfriend Benny will run over to greet her. Benny!
Darwin says she didn't give Peanut's age much thought until a friend pointed it out.
I never paid attention to how old she was. I mean, she'd just been around forever. But a friend who moved to California couldn't believe that Peanut was still alive when he came back after 18 years. And that's when we started doing the math and realizing, and we had other clues to her age. So another friend urged me to apply to Guinness, and so I did.
6 months after applying for the Guinness World Record, they were notified that they supplied a sufficient amount of evidence. Peanut was declared the oldest living chicken when she was 20 years old.
So this is the first certificate that we got from London. Came all rolled up in a tube. And we framed it and put one of Peanut's feathers in there. And it's pretty nice. But then on her 21st birthday, Senator Sue Shink came to the house and delivered this tribute to Peanut, signed by the governor. We were pretty thrilled with that birthday present.
A former librarian, Darwin wrote and published a book about Peanut.
More proof was when I was writing this book, I found a picture of my niece, Maya, and on the back of the picture it said 3-year-old Peanut with 3-year-old Maya. And Maya is now 21 in the Army.
Darwin says Peanut loves eating frozen blueberries and yogurt. She spends much of her day holding her and taking her around the property as she cares for the other birds.
So is Peanut your favorite, would you say?
I would say so. People ask me what's the secret to her longevity, and we say love.
Reporting in Chelsea, Meredith Bruckner, CBS News Detroit.
And thank you so much for joining us for this weekend's 9 on the Positive Side. We want to show you an otter at the Minnesota Zoo before we go. Just adorable. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you next time.